King Charles offers President Zelensky key gesture with meeting of minds at Palace today. Volodymyr Zelensky has attended an audience with King Charles, which was held as part of his visit to the UK. The visit, which was previously confirmed by royal aides, was described by a royal expert as a much-appreciated gesture of support. Pictures show the pair all smiles as they greet one another in a drawing room in Buckingham Palace. The President of Ukraine touched down this morning at London Stansted Airport to begin his first official visit to Britain since Vladimir Putin ordered the invasion of his country. Speaking to Zelensky about Ukraine's conflict with Russia, King Charles said, "We've all been worried about you and thinking about your country for so long, I can't tell you." In a tweet posted by managing editor of Majesty magazine, Joe Little wrote that the meeting lasted 30 minutes and that tea was served. He added that, post the meeting, Mr. Zelensky told Charles that it was a great honor to be here, thank you for finding the time for me. The meeting, in the 1844 room, lasted 30 minutes. Tea was served. President Zelensky said it was a great honor to be here, thank you for finding the time for me. #Ukraine. The Ukrainian president arrived in a Boeing C-17A Globemaster III plane and has a day packed with events ahead of him. He is scheduled to meet Prime Minister Rishi Sunak at Downing Street and deliver a speech at the Houses of Parliament later on Wednesday afternoon. The president of the war-torn country will also visit Ukrainian troops taking part in the first official training program for Ukraine's pilots on Western aircraft, which is being held by the British Armed Forces. This training will allow the pilots to be able to fly sophisticated NATO-standard jets. The meeting between President Zelensky and King Charles took place on Wednesday afternoon at Buckingham Palace, with the long-standing royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams describing it as a meeting of minds. Speaking prior to the meeting, he told Express.co.uk, King Charles will meet President of Zelensky today as part of a surprise visit, where he will be visiting one of Ukraine's closest allies. It will be a much-appreciated gesture of support. Mr. Fitzwilliams added, his trip comes after Mr. Sunak announced the UK will send more military equipment to Kiev that would support a potential new Russian offensive in the spring. Britain, the Prime Minister also said, would expand training to Ukrainian fighter pilots and Marines and promised a long-term investment in Ukraine's military. The Ukrainian leader released a brief statement after touching down in North London, saying, "The United Kingdom was one of the first to come to Ukraine's aid. And today I'm in London to personally thank the British people for their support and Prime Minister Rishi Sunak for his leadership." Upon his arrival, Mr. Zelensky was provided high security, with a ring of steel being set up around him while Westminster has been placed on high alert for security threats. Since the beginning of the war, Mr. Zelensky has only left his country's border for an official visit abroad in December, when he headed to Washington. On Thursday, he is expected to head to Brussels to address the European Parliament and hold a summit with leaders of the European Union. The Ukrainian president was last in the UK with his wife Alina in October 2020, when he held an audience at Buckingham Palace with the now Prince and Princess of Wales. In the wake of the Russian invasion in February last year, Kate and William tweeted a poignant message recalling that visit, which read, "In October 2020 we had the privilege to meet President Zelensky and the First Lady to learn of their hope and optimism for Ukraine's future. Today we stand with the President and all of Ukraine's people as they bravely fight for that future." Following the Russian invasion, King Charles condemned in no uncertain terms the action ordered by Putin, calling it a brutal aggression. During a visit to Southend-on-Sea on March 1 last year, the then Prince of Wales said, "The values of democracy and freedom are under attack today in Ukraine in the most unconscionable way. We are in solidarity with all those who are resisting brutal aggression." Charles and Camilla also met a number of Ukrainians living in the UK as well as in Canada as part of their tour across the pond held last year.